See you on TV, sunset shit done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all.
All right, everybody, and welcome to Swiss Army Nerd Podcast. This is your co-host, John Sickert, and my other co-host,
Patrick O'Mara.
That's right, and we are here. We're going to be discussing Comic-Con in San Diego. We had a little bit the other day. I think it was Friday. But most of the good, juicy stuff came out over the weekend, as per usual in the Comic-Con world. So we're just going to... Rookie night at the Apollo. I'm so sorry.
Hey, this is the first time for me.
That is the first. But we're excited. We want to talk about it. There's so much stuff going on, especially in the DC universe. I know we always shit on DC, but, we'll talk about it. The first thing I wanted to bring up was the Green Lantern is being relaunched. It's going to be nothing to do with Ryan Reynolds. It's going to be about the Corps, which, if you don't know a lot about the Corps, the whole universe. So it's not just going to be singular like some guy from Earth. It's going to be about the entire Green Lantern. And it's going to be eventually meshed into the DC cinematics. So.
I think that's a good move for them, honestly, because they get more lore and a more backstory. They can push into it.
Yeah, and you can just do it right. Like, he's not introduced into Justice League and whatnot. That
honestly,
I think is
not that complicated of a concept.
No.
You pick a color and you believe this certain thing.
Yeah. I think they have a lot of stuff to play with. I'm excited. I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan, but I don't know. We'll see. There's stuff they can do with it. I think it's good that they separated it from the Justice League and stuff like that.
They kind of needed to.
Yeah, they absolutely needed to. Unfortunately, Justice League kind of died.
Do you think they asked Ryan Reynolds?
Absolutely not. Ryan Reynolds has done nothing but shit on it. I don't think they would ever do that. And plus, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool now. That's just...
Yeah, I wouldn't want him to go back to fucking DC, but I mean...
It's a funny concept that they would ask, but no, I don't think so. I think they're going to move on without him. I'm excited. There's no casting or anything done, but we'll see. More of the big news, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the animated series is coming back. A lot of people were big fans of that. They killed that series. It had a lot of cool things like Darth Maul's brother, things like that. It was really cool.
Yeah, they brought some concepts in that you didn't really see in the movies, the live-action stuff.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. I think that's pretty cool. I haven't watched a ton of it. It's on Netflix, but...
Is it canon?
Well, that's where it gets weird. It was canon, then they said it wasn't canon. Now I guess it's canon. They're not really sure. So I guess we'll see. Either way, it's confirmed that it's coming back. So they had a cool trailer for it. It had a lot of people excited. Moving on from that, we watched the Teen Titans last week, and there's more stuff coming out because they're doing a streaming service for DC, which you can now pre-order, and it's looking like they're really going to expand. They're kind of pretty much doing what Marvel did with the Luke Cage and the Daredevil and the Punisher. I think it's a good idea. It couldn't hurt.
No, DC seems to do better with their live-action series shows anyway.
Yeah, because that's the thing about DC Comics, in my opinion. They're much more drawn out and story detailed, when Marvel's more about the action, which, to each their own. But
I guess that would make sense because it's better for a series to have a long, drawn out thing than it would a movie where you got to fill it in within a 2-hour span.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a lot of the problem. But I absolutely love the fact that they're doing what they're doing with the live action series. So we'll see. I think it's a smart move. Moving on from the DC Universe's television, we had a ton of new trailers for the DC Cinematic Universe. We finally got to see Aquaman.
Yep.
The first trailer. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on it?
I don't know, because the thought of it just being DC kind of throws me off.
That's fair. Way to be unbiased.
I'm sorry.
I mean, they have kind of disowned our trust.
Yeah.
I love Jason Momoa. I have a soft spot for him.
No, I agree that he was a good actor.
He's phenomenal.
I don't think the way they portrayed him, the way they wrote the script for him, was fair to him.
Well, honestly, it's pretty much just Black Panther in the ocean, because it's someone who's trying to reclaim his throne from his brother or whatever, things like that.
I saw a meme on that.
Yeah, it's basically that.
Put Black Panther in the ocean. What do you get? Aquaman.
Yeah, pretty much, honestly. So it's one of those things where I think they have potential, I will say it was a little excessive, like the big ocean battle.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little bit overdone. I'm sure it's going to look cool, but I also don't understand the point of it. I guess Aquaman's going to make an army, and his half-brother's going to, I don't know. But...
Can you just call an army of whales?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought it was cool. It was cool to see the little origin where he was getting bullied and then, like, the shark was going after it. I thought that was cool. I think it's going to be way better. Both movies are going to be better than Justice League, in my opinion. Not hard. It's not really hard to beat that, but I'm excited for Aquaman. But in the sense of, like, how I was excited for Ant-Man. It's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be groundbreaking. Like,
no.
I don't think it's going to set the new pace. Or anything like that.
The expectations I have for it is the same expectations I had for Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Wonder Woman, they released some footage for Wonder Woman 1984, which
yes,
I love.
Chris. Yes, we are.
Yeah, yep. We have hats on hats on hats. I loved Wonder Woman, the first one. That's the only DC one that I thought was phenomenal.
It's the only one I care to watch again, honestly.
No, I think some of those movies you just don't. Like, I don't need to see Ant-Man 1 again. I don't have to... there's certain movies you don't have to see twice. I'm excited to see the introduction of Cheetah. I think she's going to be a really cool character. I didn't know a lot about her. I just started learning about her. She's a really, really interesting character. I'm excited to see Wonder Woman 2, but they're calling it 1984. So we'll see.
Just to cover their butts.
Yeah, it's probably smart. But the big thing I want to talk about, and when I say talk about, I want to gut mercilessly, is how bad Shazam looked.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God. It looks like Flash, the TV series that came out in the 80s. The dude has an inflatable suit, and he looks stupid. It looks dumb.
It looks ludicrous.
Honestly, I thought it was a spoof. I was like, oh, okay, they're doing like a spoof Shazam. Like, this isn't the real trailer, this is the lead-in.
Like, they stitched the outfit to match The Rock's body. So
yes. Honestly, the fact that they're going to have Shazam versus The Rock.
Inflataboy.
Yeah, Inflataboy versus the actual Stone Cold, jacked up, yoked out Rock. It's just a joke. I mean, it's already ruined Black Adam for me because Shazam is Black Adam's rival, and he's a joke. I thought it was...
Well, even in the comic books, to be fair, Shazam is a joke to Black Adam.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. I just...
They took... Shazam was such a bad hero. They took the Black Adam, and gave him his own comic book.
And his own movie. Black Adam gets his own movie.
Yeah, I know. So that's how bad Shazam was as a hero. I don't even know if you guys know, his original name was Captain Marvel, and they lost the rights to that.
To Marvel, yeah.
They had to change his name.
I just think, I don't know. I was really, I don't want to say upset because that sounds super, super dramatic. But
I don't think it is in this point because they literally gave him an inflated suit. I wonder if you'll be able to hear the fan running in the background.
Seriously, it looks like an inflated suit I'd wear at Halloween. I thought it looked stupid. I thought it made a very cool character. They should have casted John Cena. John Cena is a natural build that's a believable Shazam who could have played a kiddish version and done all of that, but instead they got some comic actor to be him. And I'm really not upset, but I'm annoyed with how they're treating Shazam because now that's going to hurt Black Adam.
Do you think John Cena would have done the homework, though, to learn how
Absolutely.
Shazam is?
I think people like Cena, especially because he's trying to break into the acting world on a bigger scale, he would have delivered on every level. He would have looked the part, acted the part, everything.
I don't doubt that he would have looked the part. I mean, at most, the only thing, if comic book nerds were going to freak out about anything, I think it would have been his hair, if anything.
Yeah, but you could always you could
CGI that or dye his fucking hair.
Yeah, there's so many things you can do that, but you just don't put an inflatable suit on. It just
no, that looks ridiculous.
Excuse me, it looked so dumb, and it was disrespectful to the name of Shazam, and I'm not even a Shazam fan.
Someone took a tall child and put him in an inflated muscle suit.
Literally, that's exactly what he looked like. Moving on, we talked Walking Dead, and we talked about this last week. Andrew Lincoln was supposed to be leaving the show. It was rumored. It was officially confirmed at this Comic-Con. He said, I love this show. It means everything to me. I love the people who make this show. I am particularly fond of the people who watch the show, and this has been an extraordinary, amazing experience to my career, and that's largely because of you guys and the relationship we have here, and et cetera, et cetera. I think it's needed, in my opinion. I think it's time he leaves the show.
Oh, yeah. I have no doubt about that.
I think they've exhausted all his character has. You can't really expand on him more, and that's the key to making a show like this work, is character development.
Yeah. And
so I'm glad to see him go, and I'm excited to see Daryl Dixon step up, because there's more about Daryl Dixon that we haven't even scratched the surface on, and I think there's more you can do with him because he's more of a wonky.
I think starting out he was more interesting, honestly.
Absolutely, that's why there's a whole fleet of kill Daryl and we riot. That was very early on. So yeah. I'm excited. I love Andrew Lincoln. I love Rick on the show. It's gonna suck to see him go, but I'm unbelievably.
How do you think they're gonna get rid of him?
I think Negan or Daryl. I would love Daryl to kill him. I would love Daryl to have that like Civil War moment where it's like almost like he's putting Old Yeller down, where it's just he has no family and he just wants to die, and so Daryl, because he loves him like a brother, is like, all right, sorry man, and then kills him, and then he takes the mantle. I would like that. I would rather be killed by someone you love than someone you hate. I don't want to see Negan bashing Rick's skull. I want to see a very intense kind of death. Or even, don't even kill. You don't have to kill him. Just write him off the show. You could just have it where it's like...
He walks off in the sunset.
Yeah, no, you could really do that. I'd be okay with that too, where it's like, you know what? I've made my peace.
I don't think I would. I think I would want to see some closure in it, exactly know what happened to him.
Because it's season 9, I'm fine with that. Because if he pops up somewhere else, like if he pops up in Fear the Walking Dead, I'd be okay with that. If he was out in the universe, I have no issue with that. What I do have an issue with is when he's out in the universe and then 2 years later they're like, oh, he died right after that. That'd be dumb. But if you're going to let him go and be happy or whatever and raise his kid in peace, I'm fine with that. I don't want to see him raise a kid. I don't want to watch that show. So let him do it. Honestly, I've always hated the baby in the mix. It never made sense. That's why it's barely on screen. It doesn't make sense. It should have been eaten years ago. So in the comics, she was eaten. Well, in the comics, she was eaten right after the governor.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to see her go, only because it's such a question mark. Is it really going to be able to exist in this world? No. Because even if you make it to 9...
You can't raise the child, yeah.
No, even if you make it to 9, unless it's an absolute badass, which maybe it could be, you'd have to time jump, and it's just too much work. So I'd be okay with them, getting a cabin and being like, I'm raising my kid here or something. Fine. If that's how you want to do it. But I think it's going to be a very dramatic death. That's just how they do it. I hope
he gets bit by a zombie, and they're going to have to put him down.
So, yeah, that would be great, because Daryl would do the honors, because... anything like that would be great. So, we'll see. I'm excited to see how it plans. Some people are kind of mad on Walking Dead. I'm not. I'm still invested. I want to see how it plays out. And I like that they deviated from the comics, because I read the comics and I know what's happening.
I enjoyed the show. I got so far behind, I just didn't...
It's a lot of work.
I couldn't watch it anymore.
Yeah, if you get behind, it's pretty much...
I didn't understand what was going on.
Mm. Alright, so moving on. They finally released some footage about It, Chapter 2. The Loser Club reunites. Really exciting. I mean, I know it's a remake, but it's a pretty cool... The remake was incredible, in my opinion. I was terrified. I hate clowns. I hate It. It was the reason I was scared of clowns. So, I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see Chapter 2. So.
Never been a huge fan of horror movies.
No, I grew up on... My mom's a huge horror movie buff, so
I picked that up from your parents, based on what you told me. My parents aren't.
Yeah. Some people aren't. Some people absolutely hate it. They don't like being titillated. My mom falls asleep watching Halloween.
My dad bought Halloween. He watched 5 minutes, and he got mad because he's like, I don't understand how someone can let their child play that character.
Yeah.
And he turned it off.
Well, it is pretty dark, especially if it was the Rob Zombie one, which I'm assuming it was.
The last one that came out.
Yeah, that's Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
it's pretty dark character. Moving on.
He was so frustrated with that.
Oh, I imagine, if you look deep into it, it's like this kid's still acting the part. God,
you're distracting us, Steve.
Sorry.
Come on.
God damn it. Anyway, moving on from this, they released the image of the Metal Gear Solid movie. They're actually going forward with it. They have a casted Snake. I'm not sure who it is.
I didn't see that.
The trailer's really cool.
Is it?
It's The Rock.
No, unfortunately,
I don't
it
think
has
they
to
can
be
do
white.
The Rock.
No, he's a white. It's got to be an
yeah.
older gentleman.
Yeah, well,
He kind of looks like Sonic Boom.
are they doing old Solid, or are they doing the younger one
no,
first?
but even the first younger one was in his 20s, so Rock's too old for that one. And even if they do old Metal Gear Snake, either way he's white. They can't recast it. Unfortunately, it just would look weird. And plus, the Rock's too big. Metal Gear Snake is kind of like a sneaky. He's like a normal everyday soldier. You gotta cast it like that.
I'm trying to think about who they could cast.
I think they should get a nobody. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, don't get a big one like a Brad Pitt, which they wouldn't. But I wouldn't want to see that.
I think they should use the guy. Well, the only one that comes to mind right now is the guy that played the original Punisher movie.
Jane something.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He's got a very feminine name. It's Jane something. Which I always thought was weird. But I could see that. I could totally see that, actually. I don't think they've casted it yet. Yeah, just the director. Yep, Snake hiding. I mean, they have them. He has them, like, picked. It's just rather releasing concept
I think
art.
they're going to do the cardboard box then?
Oh, yeah, they have to. It's legendary. Moving on from that, they finally released some Venom footage.
I know, I saw that.
Very cool, super
Yes.
gory. Venom's a complete badass. They introduced new symbiotes. They introduced Riot. It's almost confirmed that Carnage is in it.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. But there's there's 5 other symbiotes in this world, which I love.
I wouldn't be surprised if Toxin's in it or Scream.
Yeah, there's a lot they can do with it. I absolutely love that they're going this route. They had Tom Hardy there. Tom Hardy is so excited to play this character, and he's thrown everything he has into it. And that's what you need. You need someone who's committed to the character and wants to do right by it. I don't even care. It has nothing to do with Spider-Man. Some people have their panties in a bunch.
The only
Not
thing
me.
I'm worried
I
about
don't
is
care.
having too many characters in there, like 5 different symbiotes. That's the only thing that worries me.
Yeah, right.
I think it.
If
It's
more,
cool.
that'd be great.
It's but that's been built up too. This is coming right out of the bat.
This isn't DC, it's Marvel. They know what they're doing.
It's true.
It still makes me worried though.
I understand that, but they just confirmed 5. I doubt they actually screened 5. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be 2.
Like hinted at.
Yeah, because you got to make sequels, and so you can't just have him beat 5 symbiotes off the bat, because then who does Venom fight? You know what I mean? So I think
Makes them more. That's what I'm worried about.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they've all they've done is confirm 5. They haven't announced villains or nothing. They've just said 5, Riot, and maybe Carnage, and the 3 are mysteries. It won't be like 5 versus 1. That's too much. They want to leave some symbiotes out there. If I had to guess,
They can't do anti-venom. It's too early for anti-venom.
no, that'll probably be like 2. They got to see how good this is going to go. I think it's going to go over fantastic because you have Gore, Tom Hardy, and they're finally going by the comics. The only thing that's going to get backlash is its lack of Spider-Man. I don't need Spider-Man.
I don't need Spider-Man's got his own movie right now.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually down the road, I would like to see the two
Sure,
together,
yeah,
but
exactly.
not right off the bat.
Do the Marvel method and be patient. And then when Tom Holland meets Tom Hardy, how cool is that going to be? Instead of like, oh, they're in the same world, they just don't fight. That doesn't make sense. You know what I
No.
mean? Like, you're Venom, that's the guy. So, and I like that they're going to draw this line where it's like, Tom Hardy, is he good? Is he bad? I love that. That's my favorite kind of character. That's why Punisher is so relatable, because
He's on that line, and you
Yes.
can relate to his struggle.
yeah, because you're like, I would have murked that dude too, and then he murks someone, and you're like, I don't know if I would have done that, you know. So I love that. So
I don't know. I think if Punisher killed him, he's pretty well deserved.
Yeah, I'm just excited about Venom, as you can see. One of the coolest panels that I've ever seen done. I don't know if you saw this, but it's worth seeing. That Rick and Morty, the creators, they got really.
Would they apologize?
No, they got.
No.
That's a different thing. That's a controversy. But what they did for a panel was they got super drunk, like actually got drunk, and they pretended to be Rick and Morty on a radio show. And
Don't
that
they
was their
just do
panel.
that for the episode? Or
Well, most of the time they do, but this time they did it on a radio show. So they had like a good amount of time where they're actually on the radio show pretending, or actually drunk. It's still the mystery. But they're doing the panel over the radio as Rick and Morty, and it's some of the funniest shit you'll ever hear. It's innovative. It's hysterical. I loved it. I love
such a good
stuff like
show.
that. I love Rick and Morty.
Never watched it.
It's so good. You love it. It's one of my absolute favorites. Moving on from that, did you see the Godzilla trailer?
I'm trying to. That's when my phone ran out of data.
Gotcha. It's not bad. It looks a little wonky. I mean, it's cool. You get to see like all the new monsters coming,
Okay.
and that's really exciting. And they're like recreated. The CGI is fantastic.
Which Godzilla is it?
It's the Godzilla we just saw with Bryan Cranston's film.
Shin Godzilla?
No, I don't know which one. It was just normal Godzilla. It wasn't a special one. And he's fighting the.
I don't
can't
think
remember.
you know how it works because I have a 14-year-old brother who worships this character.
I don't know how you worship Godzilla.
I think a movie came out last year for Godzilla, only in Japanese, and this Shin Godzilla is basically a demon. He starts out as a fish with no arms.
What the fuck?
Yes, and then he metamorphosizes into a small thing, a smaller Godzilla, like no wrists. He's just got hands.
Okay.
And then he grows even bigger. And then this thing starts spawning demons out of its tail. It grows a second mouth out of its tail that shoots its laser beam.
Yeah.
And this thing's
Sorry.
just a straight up demon that looks all scarred up.
That's Shin Godzilla?
That's Shin Godzilla.
But that's not, and I'm talking about the Godzilla.
we grew up with?
No. There was a Godzilla with Bryan Cranston that came out about 3 years ago. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
where Godzilla was kinda fatter.
That Godzilla. Okay.
That Godzilla is the one they're extending that
the
universe.
new
Yes.
New York New United States Godzilla.
Yes.
Okay.
So that one, yeah. And they've introduced, I can't remember. All I know is, like, at the end of that, you saw, like, Mothra, and you saw, I can't remember,
Mothra was
King's.
at the very beginning of it.
Yeah, King something.
King
It's
Kong?
like a Hydra.
Oh, King Ghidorah.
King Kong's in this universe.
But
But
they keep trying to do a King Kong versus Godzilla thing.
oh god.
But you're talking about King Ghidorah,
Yeah.
if my memory serves
Yep,
me
no,
right.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. But I saw it, the trailer's okay. I thought it left a lot to leave, but that's not always a bad thing, you know? Like, I kind of prefer that. I don't like when
They release everything?
Yeah,
Oh.
I like second guessing.
Well,
So
Godzilla is a kid's movie. I think if you hint at King Ghidorah, they're gonna love it.
I'm not a huge Godzilla guy, so it's just
I
not my
was
thing.
when I was little. I will accept that.
And that's fine. Like that's teach their own.
I'm
I
kind
just
of
could
out
never-
of it now, but it's kind of cool that they're doing King Ghidorah. They're bringing him back because that's Godzilla. It's supposed to be Godzilla's strongest rival.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I liked King Kong Skull Island way more than I liked Godzilla. But I also don't know how that King Kong could beat Godzilla. I don't know. We'll see where it's going.
It's King versus God.
I know.
No one beats the God.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'd see it in theaters.
But I'm by it. I'm probably gonna get dragged there by my little brother to go see it.
Yeah. So then.
And I'll probably be fine with that, honestly.
Yeah. You can do the review on that one because I'm not going to see it in theater. I'll eventually see it, I'm sure.
I have no doubt my dad or my little brother is going to want to drag me to go see it. Of course, if my dad's dragging me, my little brother is going to be there.
Yeah, that's true. One of the big things that I'm sure my other co-host is going to love to hear, they released that the Crimes of, what is it, Grindelwald?
Yeah.
Yeah, they released the trailer for that. All the speculation on Dumbledore's character,
Yep.
and I guess it's got Magic Geeks super.
Fantastic news.
They got people super excited. Johnny Depp's character is
Grindelwald.
getting more in depth.
Yep.
So it's exciting for Harry Potter fans. From what I understand, they're doing justice in the sense of they're not just taking Harry Potter's lore and making money off of it. It seems like these are actual stories.
No, she wrote the book.
Yeah. So it seems like they're doing it for the right reasons. Like they just want to make a movie arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the trailer's interesting. We talked last week about the Glass trailer. That's the continuation of both Split and Unbreakable. So they're finally meshing those two worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel L. Jackson's back, which is really exciting. If you're not even familiar with Unbreakable, it's a really cool trailer.
Mr. Glass.
I highly recommend it.
His lore was pretty interesting, too.
Yeah.
Well, for what little they gave in Unbreakable.
For sure. And they released all of the Arrowverse trailers, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge DC Arrowverse with Arrow, The Flash, and Supergirl, and even DC Legends of Tomorrow. I don't watch Supergirl, but I watch the other three shows. I'm a huge fan of those shows. I don't watch Supergirl. It's just I don't like Superman or anything like that.
It's
just
too overpowered.
Yeah, it's just not entertaining. There's no fear in it. But with the other characters, the Flash and whatnot,
My little sister is watching Supergirl. She really likes the show apparently.
well, I'm sure it's a great show. I just can't get into it. But
I have a hard time getting into a lot of those.
I actually really love. I watch the DC shows every
I
time.
like Arrow and Flash.
Every time
That's about it.
I do cardio, I watch it's always like Flash or Arrow or Legends. It's always one of those. I'm really excited. I love the TV DC universe. The Arrowverse is incredible in my opinion. Stephen Amell is amazing as Arrow. We get to see him in, spoiler, you get to see him in prison at this new season. They're bringing in the Longbow Hunters, which I'm super excited for. The Flash, we get some Reverse Flash is supposed to be rumored. There's this new speedster.
Reverse Flash has been in it since season 1.
Yeah, but he disappears for like 4 seasons. He
disappears every season.
Yeah. But I love those stories because they do straight from the comics. Like they did Flashpoint, and it had some problems with it, but I thought it was fantastic.
I don't think it was a bad series.
No, I think that
season.
It's always tricky when you do time travel. You know what I mean? There's always going to be issues
because you
with
got to
it.
explain it.
Yeah. But I'm excited for those. Those trailers dropped. I'm super pumped. I think the writers for those shows and the fact that they always work together and it's one universe and it's a shared universe, that's exciting because I can have I love like Green Arrow's my guy, right? Like other than Batman, that's my DC favorite, right?
Green Arrow?
Yeah, I love, but only Stephen Amell's version. I love that Arrow. It's just so in depth.
Where he's dark instead of the comedian
Where he's the
that he
laughy
is.
one, yeah.
No,
So-
I couldn't stand. I like the dark ones too, honestly.
Well, they do it best. They just do.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I guess in the DC universe, Red Hood,
Red Hood.
like Batman's apprentice, Red Hood.
Yeah. Either
It's
way,
my favorite.
I'm super excited those trailers went over. And Stephen Amell is such a cool person, and he's a wrestling fan. He does wrestling stuff. And Grant Gustin, the one who plays Flash, is fantastic. So I'm just excited for that. I think it's going in the right place. I think Arrow's finally starting to pick up. They had a couple bad seasons, but it happens. Moving on.
Yes, they did.
They did. But it happens, man. It's hard to write, 700 episodes. It's not 700. It's like 120. But still, it's hard to write. Especially because they deviate from the comics completely. They're not using...
Especially since I can't spell.
Yeah, that too. The Bumblebee movie, we talked about this on previous podcasts.
Yes, we have.
They finally announced you're going to actually go and see Cybertron, not from a distance. You're going to actually visit it. So we get to see Bumblebee on Cybertron. So...
That'd be cool.
It's going to be cool. I mean, I'm interested. I think it's cool. Cena's going to be in it as a villain. So
Have we heard anything on what's his face?
Cena was at Comic-Con dressed as Bumblebee.
yes, he was.
For
Very cool.
Transformers, the big thing that's coming up through the earth. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh,
Um,
that's not. We don't know yet. Galvatron.
Galvatron.
Yeah, we don't know if they're going to pick that storyline up or not. Right now, they're just doing prequels and shit, so we don't know anything. They won't release that.
I'm not even familiar with Transformers lore, honestly.
It's complicated.
It's
like
very complicated.
I just know there's always an Optimus Prime.
It's
He's
a
the
different
leader.
storyline every
Yeah.
week.
Yep. It's we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna go see it. Well, I always do. I say I hate Transformers.
I don't know
but
if I'd
always...
see it right out of the bat, though.
No, it's not like I'll be there day one-ish, but we'll
One-ish.
see. That's right. You like that? You see what I did there? Family Guy's coming back. Still going, thank God. I love that show
That's
so
a good
much.
show.
It's amazing. Always funny. No downhill. No bad seasons, in my opinion. Only the earlier ones were shitty.
I did not grow up watching that because, again, my dad's super religious.
Yeah. Family Guy is definitely not
Yeah.
a religious show.
Here's
No.
my question for you.
Shoot.
Do you think, I doubt it, I highly doubt it, but I'm going to ask, I want your opinion. Do you think Family Guy lasts longer than The Simpsons?
No. And the reason why is because Seth MacFarlane has come out and said he doesn't have the energy to do this for another 20 years. And the Simpsons people are not slowing down.
No, they're
So,
still going.
yeah, they're at 31, 32, something insane.
I still love The Simpsons.
Oh, The Simpsons is still, it's funny for all generations. Like, Family Guy's funny for, like, a specific niche. Like, hey,
that
look.
was a while ago. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be metal. I don't know about that. We'll see.
You talking about Mecca?
No, well, no. She's saying it's going to be awesome.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I
That's
think
lingo I don't know. I'm white.
metal is the whitest rule. That's like that's 80s.
I have never heard that before.
They metal. You never saw that? I guess it's a British thing. Anyway, Family Guy's more of a niche, right? Simpsons, any generation can laugh
I think
at
Family Guy's specific to a certain age group.
Like our ex-producer, Tom, he grew up watching...
Yes,
Wow.
ex-producer.
Ex-producer. Tom, what was his name? Todd?
I don't know. I think it's on here.
Our ex...
I just remember he had a beard. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he had a beard. He barely got
Kind of
drinks.
lumberjackish.
Ish. Yeah, it was Todd Macula. Anyway, Todd, he grew
Tom
up...
Mac and Cheese.
Todd Mac and Cheese.
Todd
grew
Mac and
up,
Cheese.
He could only watch The Simpsons. And that's what he grew up on. Family Guy, you have to have a certain taste for it. Like, it's not funny if you are PC. Like, it's not PC show. It's ridiculous. And you have to kind of suspend the jokes. You know what I mean? Like, they do jokes where it's like, oh my god, this is as bad as, like, Michael J. Fox writing his name. Like, and he has, obviously, that thing where you can't write. That's a very tasteless joke. So if you don't laugh at that, you'll hate Family Guy. So no, I don't think they're going to last that long. Broken Lizard, if you don't know what that is, they wrote and produced Super Troopers 1 and 2. They're working on the third one. The second one did fantastic. So
I haven't seen the second one yet.
the second one's really good. Super funny. If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. Very true to it. They have a couple of good hits. It's like a cult classic type thing. So, I don't know. I liked Super Troopers. We'll see. Green Hell. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I wanted to talk about this. There's not a lot of video game news, but this is really cool. So, you know how they have VRs?
There's a couple that I can think of.
Well, they have virtual reality now.
Yeah.
And they're coming out with this one. It's called Green Hell. And it's super cool. You have to survive in the Amazon. You get dropped in to the Amazon, and you're just some guy walking around the Amazon, and you run into all of these issues, like tribal people and crocodiles and shit, and like you'll be walking in the water and something will grab you and you have to like fucking stab it in the eye to get it off you. It's crazy cool.
I feel like I would love playing that game.
I highly recommend looking at the trailer because it'll make you want it. It's so cool how realistic it is, and they have things now where you attach to your body and they're like pressure points. So if a croc grabs you,
You feel it?
pushes it in like it's a like.
That's cool.
Yeah, and not in like a hurt way, but in like you feel the pressure way.
They'd have some suing if
Yeah, if
hurt.
they did it in a hurt way. I'd sign up if it hurt. You gotta fucking play it perfect. But it's really cool, like, if you're interested in anything VR, which I think is really cool.
I'd sign up for it. I
Yeah.
think I'd love playing that game. I mean, I don't know if you know, I've taken survival classes. I think I would love to do that.
And that's the coolest thing about it is, like, they actually took survivalists to make this game. It took years and years to
Bear
make
Grylls.
it. Yeah, well, he's not fucking real. Bear Grylls is a joke.
I just watched it yesterday.
He was military, though. He knows all the things.
He
He's
might
just-
have known it, but the motherfucker's eating granola bars and the
Someone
side.
sounds sour.
Yeah, Bear Grylls is phony.
What about that other guy?
Survivor Man?
Steve Irwin.
No, Steve Irwin was real as real kids. Steve Irwin was taken way too soon. My mom idolized Steve Irwin.
Me and my family watch The Crocodile Hunter every
I
week.
used to go out and play Crocodile Hunter, and I was this dumb. I would just pick up snakes. And, Crikey! I'd say it every time. Crikey! I
This is
remember
the most poisonous snake in the world.
I'm gonna hit it with a
I'm gonna
stick.
pick it up.
Every time, man, I'd go out in the woods and I'm gonna fuck with some animals. Steve Irwin made it okay. As long as you said crikey, you could fuck with any animal you want. I would do that with like dogs in the street. Like, I'm gonna go over this, boop this dog.
Did you hear
crikey?
Did you hear his family's trying to come back with another show?
Yeah, his son is picking up in his steps.
His son and his daughter.
His daughter.
I
His
abs-
daughter's been into it since he was alive.
I absolutely hate
Well,
it.
his daughter's older than his son.
Yeah, his daughter's like 13, 14 now,
hmm
if not older.
I thought she was older.
She's probably older.
I think she's like 16, 17. She's almost, she's up there, 18, 19. But, first of all, I hate that they're doing that. I don't want them to be involved in that.
Why?
Just because your dad passed away from doing that.
Well,
You
they're
don't-
doing it to
to honor it. I
Yeah.
get it, but at the same time, like, I don't know if. Well, that's not true. I've seen interviews where Steve Irwin was like, "This is what I want. I want my kids to do what I do." But regardless,
20.
20 what?
She's 20.
She's 20. Wow, Jesus Christ!
1998.
I feel old. Anyway, moving on. We only got one subject left. They're
You
actually
do.
there's yeah, I do. They're selling Iron Man suits now. Actual Iron Man suits.
How much?
I didn't even look. A lot
More
of
than you
money.
make
All I
a
know is it has
We can put it together.
it has mini
sure.
jets in it. But either way, I thought that was really cool. It was something. It was God, I can't. Hyundai made an Iron Man car you can buy, limited edition. It was really cool looking. And with that, some other creator was like, yep, I have all this money, like Elon Musk money, and he was like, I'll make an Iron Man suit. And you could
They
actually
showed blueprints on the movie. They looked it
That'll
up.
be our next thing in the background, the Iron Man suit.
I'll
First of all,
pitch it for that.
if I have an Iron Man suit, I'm not doing this show. I'm going to go be Iron Man.
Oh, I'm gonna be in the show in the suit.
Can't even hear us. Just
There's a
whatever.
speaker there. You can hear him perfectly.
Yeah, if we get the speaker, first of all, if we could afford an Iron Man suit, it'd be like the Goodwill of Iron Man suits. Like it'd be put together.
It'd be like
with-
Gen 1.
It'd be a bunch of great
It'd
value
be
parts.
It'd be like Gen -1. Like what's wrong with it? Everything. I can levitate. No, you can't.
It'd be the first suit Iron Man
There's
made.
no gears. It's literally just metal plates strapped to our arms.
Yeah, it's just a welding mask. Welding mask with like little bit of what is that stuff? The air spray, the aerosol spray.
With aerosol and a little lighter on the end of my fingers.
I love that. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I want to bring that up. So you have stuff.
Just a couple.
Alright,
We can go over. It's more video game news because that's
All right,
what I
like
do,
it.
apparently.
I didn't have a lot of video game news, so I'm for it.
so. Fortnite's birthday today.
Fuck Fortnite. No,
Okay.
happy birthday, Fortnite.
They're just they're doing other shit. They're doing an update. No one really gives a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably new skins, if anything.
Oh yeah, that's
They,
the
they
thing,
said
right?
they're doing something where you find a cake in the map and then you get some item if you find it.
Of course, get the cake, peeps.
Yep. And then the other thing was, I don't know if you heard this, they are redoing No Man's Sky
Oh my god,
completely.
that's a bold move, guy. I don't know if they should even do that. I mean, were people pining for it? I know one of the people we work with, Brent, bought it, and he came up to me the next day.
I bought it.
Oh, you bought it?
I bought it, sold it within a week.
Oof.
Not even.
What'd you sell it for? You bought it for 60, sold it for?
Probably like $2. I don't know.
Did you take it to a store?
I took it right back to GameStop and said, I don't want this. He goes, you're probably only get, I don't give a shit.
I don't care. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it.
I give this to you free. I don't care. This game is worthless. Apparently what I'm seeing is that they're instead of you have to find someone where you have a 1/1,000,000% chance of finding someone.
Those are
You
some
could
slim
just
odds.
yeah. They literally said when they first originally came out, it's like you probably won't find anyone ever. When it first came out, and it was a multiplayer game.
You probably won't find anyone ever. That's amazing. Could
You own this planet. You can't do anything. with
imagine
anybody on
getting
it.
like Call of Duty and like them being like, you're not gonna find anyone to kill ever, but have fun. Like
There's just civilians. There's no other soldier in your area.
I don't know. If a game fails, why reboot it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna reboot something, reboot those games we can't play anymore. You know what I mean? Like the Spyro.
I don't know if you know, they took it off market completely.
I didn't know that.
It did so bad. They took it off market. You could not find this game anymore.
It's legendary.
Yeah, and then now they brought it back. Now it's completely multiplayer, free cooperation, whatever. And from what I understand, thanks for posting for me.
You're welcome.
It's basically Minecraft but in space.
See, I don't want any of that. But I will say, have you ever played the game Black and White?
It sounds familiar.
Black and White was the game where you got to actually play God, and you got to be evil or good or whatever you wanted to be, and your hand would turn. There it is. That's what the money paid for. You actually got to decide what you wanted to do, so you could pick up characters and be like, I'm gonna make this man's family very wealthy, or I'm gonna throw him
I'm
into
gonna
a
make this
volcano.
man's very wealthy, trap him in a corner, and murder him.
It was like a really Neil used to play it a lot. It was a really cool game.
That seems like a Neil game.
It was. He actually was the one who was like, dude, you gotta play this. You're God, basically, and you get to Black and White was good and evil.
So it's
I wish they would kind of, except you're literally God. Like, you literally are watching this civilization, and you have three choices. Do nothing and let whatever happens, or be horrible and murder everyone and create, like, leprosy, or be good and make this family or this town very wealthy and build and all this thing. it was one of those. It was simple but so funny because you could literally like. You could send curses on people, so you could be like, "Oh, this whole town is doing really good. What's going to happen when this herd of buffalo randomly comes through and murders everyone?" And you throw that. It was.
I feel like I'd
to
play a
remake that.
game like I would Sims. I'd find like a couple of people like, okay, these guys are just doing normal things, and I'd let them be alone, and then I'd find this one guy who kind of ticks me off because he keeps doing the same thing over and over, and I'd murder him or toy with him.
I would always name this guy. It would always be Fresno was his name, and I had a Fresno in every game I started. Because when you started the game, it was like restarting, and I'd pick Fresno, and I would just keep putting. I'd take him out to the middle of nowhere, and I would just keep cursing him. So he'd be out in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, all right, Fresno, you have leprosy. And I hit him with leprosy. He's all fucked up, and I'd be like, go back to the camp, and he'd go back. Everyone would shun him again, and so I'd shun him, and I'd be like, all right, you don't have leprosy anymore. Oh shit, here comes a goat that's going to try to kill you. And he would try to kill him. I would just do that, and it was
Fuck
always...
you, go, man.
It was... There's a good one. It was always Fresno was his name. But the whole point of that is that's a game they should remake, not No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that game. So
I don't even know if they changed the name. It just sounds like it's No Man's Sky
They should
2.0.
They should just change it to like Everyone's Sky instead of No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't believe that.
they got a lot of balls, man. Some people don't take no for an answer.
In the trailer, when they released that game, because my friend was telling me about it, that you like create factions that you can with your friends. You could either be like space pirates or you could be a soldier or something. I don't know how they could do that when you literally said you have like a 0% chance of meeting anyone.
I love it, man. What else you got for video game news?
I
mean,
honestly,
that's
like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to cover.
No, I mean, because Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con's more about the comics and stuff like that.
There was something released for PUBG, but I couldn't really read it all.
They're testing some new maps. I will say this, I wanted to talk about this. I don't know if you've seen it, but they've come out with this new comic line where they've mixed Joker and Batman. It's very dark.
Oh yeah, they did that before. It's like Batman 666.
Except it's not that one. It's called Batman Finally Laughs or some shit.
Oh.
And Batman, it's a really twisted. He's got like this big metal gauntlet. Wait, you can't see his eyes. He's got this Joker smile. Very, very interesting. I recommend anyone looking, at least looking at the comic, if not reading it.
Sounds like the same one I was talking about.
Well, maybe it's a remake. I'm not sure. I just know this came out this week. It looks. I haven't read it yet.
Does he have Goblin Robins
No.
that are cannibals?
No.
No? Okay.
No. It's really creepy looking. It almost looks like a Silent Hill character. Like it's super creepy looking.
Oh yeah.
It looks super cool. I guess I will say this for like one of the last video games news. I've been playing Batman Arkham City, which is an older game. They came out with Arkham Knight. That game, Arkham City, is so fantastic. They could do so much more with that. They're not making any more apparently, but that combat system mixed with those storylines are so underrated.
No, they're really good.
I'm replaying them. I played Arkham Asylum and I'm replaying Arkham City, and all I keep thinking as I'm playing it is like, Jesus Christ, these are better than any DC movie.
I still played the first one, the Arkham Asylum.
That's my favorite one. That one's fantastic. What a cool element. Like, what a Batman-esque thing to do. Oh, every single supervillain's in that prison that I can't get out of? Yeah. I'm going to go into it. Like, that's so
Batman refuses to leave the island until the situation's taken care of.
It's just fantastic. All I'm saying from it is I want them to make another one. Or at least...
I want them to kind of do it with another superhero.
Well, they said they were going to do it with Superman, but I have no interest.
No, I'm not interested in Superman.
No.
Fuck that.
I think, honestly, most of us geeks or nerds...
I think it's best
nerds are on the same... We don't like Superman.
No.
We don't need to be Superman. There's no
I get what he stands for. He's broken.
Yeah, he is. It's like playing with a cheat character. It's not fair.
You put in cheat codes as soon as the game starts, and you're on level 1.
I'd like a Green Arrow game. That'd be interesting.
I think they should continue with like a character with no superpowers type thing.
Yeah, I like that, man. Make it vulnerable.
I mean, even if they do Flash, I still think that would be kind of broken.
Flash would be cool, though. Flash would be badass. I would play
Well,
Flash.
Flash is also one of the most OP characters in the DC
Yeah,
universe.
but you can also not OP him. Like, you don't have to do comic justice.
You're talking about, like, early Flash.
Yeah, like, if you did Flash before he figured out how to time travel, before he was fast enough to beat Soup, like, if you just did...
Yeah, Flash is the only other character in the universe that can take down Superman.
Actually, they finally announced that in Flash Wars. I think we talked a little bit about it last week. Finally, in Flash Wars, they determined who is the fastest in all of DC, and it's Wally West. It's not the Flash, not Barry Allen. It's Wally West. And the Flash is faster than Superman.
Well,
That's
Wally
admitted.
West becomes Flash at one point.
Yeah, but Wally West exists in the New 52 universe as
Kid Flash.
Wally West, Kid Flash. He is actually faster than Barry Allen. So Barry Allen's not the fastest. But it's only by like a tiny, tiny amount, but still. Both of them are faster than Superman. Finally, Superman went to catch Wally West and Barry Allen.
He got the bronze.
Yeah, he got the bronze. He did not even come close. He even stopped and said, oh, okay, so he was just doing the other ones for charity. Like, that's literally what happened. It was a big comic moment because nobody admitted that. It's been like for 20, 30, 40 years.
Well, since they came out.
Yeah, so that was a cool moment.
I don't understand how you compare Superman to faster than a speeding bullet, and then Flash is as fast as lightning. There's not even a comparison there.
And Flash catches bullets, so, you know, what's better? Being,
He throws lightning bolts.
yeah. He's literally like part Zeus, so. Anyway,
he's got some of Shazam's powers there.
Fuck Shazam. You should be ashamed of yourself, DC people. Ashamed.
Do you remember how that character was created?
Shazam?
I told you this, right? The character that made him was when he was growing up, he wanted to be a superhero so bad, so he modeled him after the kid himself as a kid, wanting to be a superhero.
I like the kid concept. I like almost all of it.
I don't like the kid turning into a giant adult superhero.
Well, that part's goofy, but
It's like the movie Big with Tom Hanks.
yeah, except he has
Which is-
superpowers in an inflatable suit. I was talking to a friend about this, and I was telling her I would not have a problem with that trailer if it was a real suit. If it was just, even if you just put a normal guy in an elastic suit, I'd be fine with that. But when you have an actual inflatable fucking suit you can buy at Wally World, no, you can't do that for a multi-million-dollar film. I can't. We're in a CGI world. You can take mustaches off people's faces. You can give someone muscles that at least either look realistic or maybe just get someone who has them.
CGI inflate them.
Anything. Just don't actually put them in a muscular suit. And I also think the origin story is going to be really stupid. You know how old it's going to get to have a 35-year-old man act like
Plus,
a kid?
they got to introduce the wizard.
Oh my god, I forgot about the fucking wizard. I just think Shazam's going to be a huge bust, and the reason I'm upset about it is because guess who Shazam's arch nemesis is? Black Adam, The Rock.
Do you think they're going to call him Captain at first? Not say Marvel, just say Captain.
I don't even think DC
Because
fans would get
they
the
don't even
reference.
call him Shazam until the wizard's dead. And that's how he gets his powers.
I honestly don't know.
You should just have Shaq play him.
I'd rather. I'd take
The
Shaq.
wizard?
No,
No,
Shazam.
Oh.
Shazam! Oh, that'd be amazing. But I think that's all we have, right?
I don't have anything else because there
That's all
wasn't
the
a whole lot.
Comic-Con. Yeah, we're just kind of building up. I mean, we're getting into the swing of it. We have New York City coming up soon, so we're getting there. I mean, video game news, it's in that lull. Right now, it's just a building game, so... Yeah, that's pretty much it. We talked all the San Diego we can.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that more we could cover.
That's it. So, we're going to take off. It's been fun. We'll be back next Tuesday.
Well,
Oh, he
We
will.
will.
the sports podcast will be back. Unfortunately,
Flagship.
I have to work next podcast night.
Flagship will be back because we don't miss.
He-
That's why we're the flagship.
We're the flagship.
He's going to be playing Batman next week.
You have the little white flag.
Well, either
Yeah, you
way...
have the Buffalo Bill flag. So.
Oh, damn. We're going to have 2 podcasts next week.
you have the Avengers flag.
what?
And you have the DC flag.
Jesus Christ, he's killing you.
We might have both. For all
Damn,
you know.
Daniel. Either way, we're gonna have 2 podcasts next week. We'll figure out the logistics of it, but we'll be back. Any video game news, anything like that, if something comes up, we'll do a special. So we're gonna take off. It's been fun. Thank you everyone who commented. Josh, you were awesome.
Like,
Chris, thank you. Follow, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook,
Don't
and
with the ads.
Instagram. It's going to be Swiss Army Nerds, and you put that into YouTube,
You might wanna hold off
Facebook,
on that, actually.
any which way.
Yeah, but we're getting them.
Merch. Always, if you want merch, let us know. We can get it for you. Getting a hat is, what, 10, 15 bucks?
If we're
You just gotta
no,
pay
we're
for
no.
that,
Well,
right?
no, it's 20. You said.
How much is the hats? That, like, if we get the hats. Okay.
If we.
We'll
work-
figure it out.
We're
working
on top of it.
There's
We're
still
good.
a business part of it that we're still trying to figure
Either
out.
way, if you want merch, we can make it happen. We're going to hook Josh up with the awesome hat. I'm going to get some
Because he won the
sleeveless stuff.
contest last week.
That's right, he did. Congrats to Josh. But we're going to get some merch. If you want some merch, you want to rock some Swiss Army Nerds, buy some merch. If not, at least give us a share. Let us know. Hit us up on YouTube. This will be posted by tomorrow. So hit us up, Swiss Army Nerds, man. Let your boys know. We appreciate the love.
Yes, we do.
All right, we're taking off.
Adios.
See you.
I was on, I dreamed it all.